Alright, time for new banner decks now. New week, new banner decks. I've got a Lannister Banner of the Rose deck here. So what I wanted to do with this deck is I wanted to use the Shadow versions of Cersei Lannister and the Knight of Flowers, because that Knight of Flowers is non-loyal, and make like a Shadows deck that tries to abuse those characters' abilities. I thought that could be kind of cool, and maybe there's still a way to do it. But what I found that the problem was is that there's not enough like reasonable, cheap ways to trigger them from out of shadows. So what you want with those cards is cards that are cheap that can come out of shadows whenever you want them to, and that have some way to repeat the effect, so you can put them back into shadows somehow. And none of those conditions are really fulfilled by the Shadows options that are out there now. Like, there's a couple cheap characters, like Penny and Old Bill Bone, but really not enough to justify the deck, unfortunately. So I just went with more of a mid-range deck instead. And I think it is fairly solid. I will say you have a super bad matchup against Martell, but that's probably true for any deck that has to actually declare challenges to win. So putting that aside, it actually feels pretty reasonable. You have a good mix of fairly powerful stuff, I would say. So looking at the characters, we have O'Leary, who can get either the High Guarding Courtier or the Hightower Spy. Very sort of generically strong, useful Tyrell characters. The High Guarding Courtier is a good meme with Tywin Lannister and the Gold Road, because you can just kneel the Gold Road to stand Tywin Lannister with the Hightower Spy. That's always funny. We've got our loyal dudes to go with King Joffrey, who is... I don't know if I want to say he's underrated, but I just have never understood why more people don't play this card. This is actually one of the more powerful, like, loyal cards that Lannister has. I had a game against Targaryen where I just played this guy and killed the 5-cost Daenerys, and the next turn they marshaled Drogon, and I marshaled Tywin and just killed Drogon. And he was just like, well, I guess I lose this game. I was like, yep, I think it's over. So this guy can definitely just randomly win games. Littlefinger, because we're running the Iron Bank, and he's still pretty solid. I've got this 4-cost Marjorie, which the 3-cost version is probably better in most cases, but the reason I went with the 4-cost version is I am playing the first Snow of Winter. So cost 4 characters are desired over cost 3, I would say. And she's still pretty decent because people love to put you as first player at all costs, and in that case she has like this weird version of Intimidate that you can use. Only one Randall Tarley. I think Randall Tarley, I had 3 of him in the deck originally, and I think it's fine to run 3 of him. He's Randall Tarley, he's still really good, but I ended up cutting 2 copies for the new card Pyromancer's Cache. I wanted to try this. Now when I reviewed the pack, I rated this as bad, and I would stand by that assessment if it said opponent's location only. But what I since remembered is that it just says location only. You can put this on your own Rose Road to draw cards, or put it on your Flea Bottom after they put Frozen Solid on your Flea Bottom. That is also pretty reasonable, and maybe this is sort of some type of answer to Lannister's lack of draw. I figured I would give it a try. I think paying 2 to give yourself kneel to draw a card every turn is not unreasonable. If you draw at least 2 cards out of it, then it could actually be pretty decent. Got some Sir Ilynpaine. He's another sort of underrated Lannister card. And we're playing the Iron Bank, and he combos really well with that. Garland, again, 4-cost character. The 6-cost version would also be okay, because we have Flea Bottom. But we're playing the High Guarding Courtiers, and we don't have that many ways to activate them. I mean, I think we have enough to justify their inclusion in the deck. But I do want to give them some more consistency. So yeah, I think he's fine as he is. Sir Kevin goes with Iron Bank and, Gold Mine, because you can, like, discard a location or attachment out of your hand and then marshal Sir Kevin to put it into play. Mandenmore, pretty self-explanatory. Mark Mullendor, I don't know about this card. Maybe I should, like, cut this guy for another Randall Tarley. I actually am not sure why he's really in the deck, but I guess he's not bad. I mean, 4 for 2 icons with a ability that I don't think I've ever personally high rolled with, but you know, one day, sooner or later, you have to eventually have him reveal Tywin Lannister as the top card and put him into play, right? We do have a pretty expensive deck. I mean, there's a lot of big characters that he could potentially hit. Robert, Hound, Tyrion, Tywin. Economy, Flea Bottom, Goldmine, one Arbor Queen. Maybe I could like cut Mark Mullendorf for another Arbor Queen, but no, I think one Arbor Queen is fine. This is actually a pretty good location. Another underrated Tyrell sort of banner card. I really like putting this card in Banner Rose decks. Activates the High Guarding Courtier, and even when there's no Courtiers, +4 strength is pretty good. It really messes with people's challenge math. Crown activates the Courtier. We have a bunch of lords. Goes with Flea Bottom. Yep. I think that's about it. So on the plots here, we have the standard at the gates, close call, confiscation, exchange of information. I really am starting to consider whether exchange should be counting coppers instead, but maybe with Pyromancer's Cash, exchange is still fine. And First Snow of Winter, because we have a high cost curve and we're Lannister. I have 2 noble causes, because I really wanted money and economy, because I have a high cost curve. And I counted the characters, and I believe approximately half of the characters are lords or ladies, including duplicates, because that's, you know, represents your chance to draw the card, and then have a chance to marshal it with a discount from a noble cause. I've certainly found 2 copies of a noble cause to be perfectly fine so far, in the sense that I've like always had 2 targets for the plot, so I think it's good. And you do need the money. So like one reason you have a bad matchup against Martell is they're Hollow Hill and they're going to play Political Disaster, and then you're not going to have enough money. That's one way that you're going to lose. So yeah, let's give this deck a try in a game, rather. Let me make sure I have the right list real quick. Where is it? I have so many damn decks. I need to delete some of these older ones. Oh, it's at the top. That means I did update it. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Damn, there was an open game for a second there. So, let me think what else there is to say about the deck. Like I said, bad Martell matchup, also because of the high cost curve, I think. Martell is hard if you're playing a lot of big expensive characters when they spam removal plots, like they play 2 March to the Wall and both Valars. It's going to be really hard to keep a board. And like you do have some cheap characters in here, but not really enough, and they're all vulnerable to, what do you call it, Venomous Blade? Yeah, like Burnman, Courtier, Spy, those all died of Venomous Blade. So that's definitely an issue. But yeah, other than that, if you're playing against like a more normal deck, I think it feels reasonably strong. I guess I didn't talk about the Iron Bank. The Iron Bank will have its due. This used to be a somewhat popular card. I haven't seen it for a while, but I still like this card a lot. If you have a deck that's like this type of Lannister deck, I think is very effective. There's so many cards that it combos with. Ilan Payne, Kevin Lannister, Mandon Moore, Robert Strong. What else? Joffrey. It does combo with him because even though it delays it by a turn, playing the Iron Bank, and then next turn you can play him again. That's actually pretty strong. Littlefinger. There's just a lot of stuff that it goes well with. And gaining the large amount of gold in challenges phase definitely has value in a deck like this. You have enough ways to spend it with all the like ambush and effects you spend gold on or whatever. Like what is this guy? Where is he? Mandon Moore and Robert Strong, you can spend the gold to bring them out. I did have a game where I bounce back Ilan Payne and bring out Robert Strong to kill something. That's always fun. Come on, guys, join the game. This is goofy. My other deck that I'm going to be playing for this week is Martell, Banner of the Stag, which traditionally has been like the lamest of lame decks, but I think I'm playing a pretty non-lame version. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. So this is Hollow Hill. That normally wouldn't make me very happy, but it's Lannister, and I don't have any idea what Lannister Hollow Hill is going to do, so let's find out. It's Lannister, so it can't be that lame. Like, the lame version of Lannister is Shadows, and I don't think you play Hollow Hill if you're going to play Shadows, but who knows? Who knows? Race in their midst. Okay. I really don't know what to make of that. But I think I'm okay with 5 reserve. How do I have 5 reserve? Reduce the reserve value by 2. Oh yeah, I'm starting with 7. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that because I have Flea Bottom. So I'm like, okay, let me discard my High Tower Spy into the Flea Bottom pile. Totally fine with that. No Tywin because he'll Morghulis. Maybe we just play Ill and Pain and pass. Probably fine. What's he gonna do about it? He has 7 gold and 0 cards in play. I could have also gone for a Tyrion Highgarden Courtier. No. Oh, yes, I have exactly enough for that. That would be a consideration. But that's more vulnerable to Valar Morghulis, so that's why I don't do it. So this looks pretty annoying, but I have Treachery, so that's going to be the answer there. He's going to bring something in, try to use Tower, and I'm going to play Treachery. And he doesn't have any possible way to cancel it with 0 gold, I don't think. I don't think I have any way to activate my courts here right now. I could High Tower Spy, but there's no need. So yeah, this is fine. We'll just attack. He might just do it here because it's an intrigue challenge. I guess this makes sense if you're going to play Lannister Hollow Hill. But like this Harrenhal Tower play. But the issue with this is, how do you say, this combo, and one reason you don't see me using it much is it's always been so vulnerable to disruption. Like one Treachery or Nightmares can just screw it up. So I think I've misplayed. Let me see what he's going to do. Yeah, I did not realize that the tower, that's right, it's like a cost for him to return his character to his hand. So I thought I could Treachery it and the Ulf would stay in play, but that was not actually what happened. That was a bit of a misplay. That's actually pretty significant because he was going to have to discard 2 cards if I Treachery that Harrenhal. I definitely messed up. Oh well. I forgot to use my gold mine. I think it's okay to keep all these cards. We didn't necessarily need to gold mine any of them. I guess we can try to play Tyrion. Oh look, unexpected delay. That's just great. Well, I think we're going to do this. Probably shouldn't have given him 2 duplicates, but whatever. Yeah, let's like start digging for Treachery and stuff. I guess I should have done that first. Bad order there. But I don't have much to spend the gold on. Yeah, pass. I just have to think about which character I'm going to select. The problem with this plot is like whichever one I pick, he gets to pick a different one. Surely he's just not going to marshal anything. I think that has to be the case here. Seized by the guard. Please put 4 gold on that. I'll take it. Sure, let's pick Ill and Pain. He's probably not going to do much this game anyways. So this is clearly a play nothing deck. I'm fine with that. I have 2 Great Halls. This time we're going to play Treachery. Attacking the opponent's hand is most certainly the best way to win this game, if we can get away with it. No thank you. Oh, hand's judgment. Okay. That still got 1 card out of his hand, so I suppose I'll take it. This is annoying, but it's not bad yet because I'm still safe from March to the Wall. It would only become bad if Tywin would get marched. Then that would be super bad. But this is fine. Let's confiscate his 5 gold attachment. The first snow of winter. Why am I not surprised? Luckily, I think my deck is built fairly well for that. Do I want to just go ahead and gold mine Ill and Pain? Probably. Man, milk is not useful either. I was trying to think about if I wanted to Iron Bank the High Guarding Courtier, but I don't think there's any good reason to get 2 extra gold. I think the play here might actually just be past challenges so that he can't bounce anything. I guess we can try this, right? This is fine, I think. If it's Ulf again, and he just bounces Gunthor, that's kind of bad. Well, he can't win it. It's 11. He needs something really big to defend this. Yeah, it doesn't defend it. You discard something over there. Now if he initiates an intrigue challenge to use the tower, I'll get 4 gold, and if he bounces Gunthor, I can just play Gunthor again with another ambush. The Queen's Assassin. Well, he missed his chance to use that. What I can also do, if I really, really need to, is flea bottom in a High Guarding Courtier, and then Iron Bank Gunthor, and that'll stand Tywin and make him gigantic. So the opponent still just whiffed with, or just now whiffed with, I never bet against my family. I'm happy to see that. Alright, bring out the Ulf. If you're going to do it, come on and do it. I think it's very questionable for him to try for it here. Okay, that makes sense. Oh no, actually, because I can bring out the Hightower spy from Flea Bottom. So it's very debatable whether he will be able to actually win an intrigue, but he's going for military instead, which is interesting. So I have to think about, okay, he canceled. I was going to say, do I have to try and play around like put to the sword or put to the torch if he does military? Yeah, he's still just going to try for the intrigue. I'll take it. Now, why did he use Hear Me Roar if he still has Harrenhal? That was a waste of the event. I guess I should Iron Bank this Hightower spy. Nah, it's probably better to save it. Painted dogs. Well, that's annoying. But sure. Sure thing, buddy. If you really are that committed to doing some painted dogs. Well, good thing I did not use Iron Bank on the Hightower spy. He did that in the wrong order. Yeah, he could have ambushed those painted dogs during the intrigue challenge, and it would have been 11 to 10. And I still would have won it with Widow's Wail, but he doesn't know that. He should have tried it. It's definitely some misplay from the opponent there. Well, there goes the opponent's hand. But he probably has Counting Cockers, or surely he has at least one drop lot. Painted dogs are going to be pretty annoying. This is the annoying thing about the Hollow Hill agenda. I think the number one frustrating thing is basically the opponent being able to play Political Disaster, but you can't play it, if that makes sense. Like, it's so bad for you, but it doesn't really bother the Hollow Hill deck that much at all. Now in this, okay, it's pretty bad. Actually, Joffrey's not going to be great. Losing the 2 Great Halls is not the end of the world, but I am a bit frustrated that I'm not drawing more economy. Come on, I have 11 in the deck. Let's do... We still have a Noble Cause? Yeah. Whatever, we'll just do this. That's decent, I guess. Sure. I think this is a big enough board. Let's just keep using Gunthor. He will not be able to last very long if he allows me to get more Gunthor triggers. Haha! There's the combo. That's pretty dank, you have to admit. Doesn't even try to defend it. That's what I like to see. Discard your hand. Oh no, the Hound and Painted Dogs is pretty bad. Let's just keep Tywin standing to defend against shenanigans. I guess I could use Tywin in more challenges to try and like rush for more power with Renown. But we're way ahead on power, so that's not a priority. I'm not sure what he's... yeah. So I think this game might be pretty over. Like, he can try to play a reset, but his reset options actually aren't great. I'm going to guess Valar Morghulis. That's my expectation here. Which means I guess we should still play a noble cause. Yep. Let's just hope we draw a Lord or Lady. I was considering not playing Aleri because of that. But I don't think it's a big deal one way or the other. Alright, let's gold mine into a Lord or Lady. Another milk, damn it. It's like the only game where I'm not happy to see all these milks. If I just played Joffrey, he costs 5? Oh man. That's so painful. I guess we're going to play a tempo Joffrey. It's terrible. It's so bad, but why not? Yeah, we really need to get another character out there, so let's just play this thing. Then if we need gold in challenges phase, we Iron Bank Joffrey. Super inefficient, but I think it's still pretty justifiable. It's this guy. Okay, so we should be able to win this. We're gonna hit him with some shenanigans. What the hell? Why can I not? Oh, jeez, that's so annoying. Well, I screwed up. The Iron Banking this High Tower Spy means I cannot bring the High Tower Spy in my discard pile into play using Flea Bottom. It's actually pretty dumb. Actually pretty dumb. Still not the end of the world. So we get to do this. That's still pretty good. And also wins the game if he doesn't have any way to stop it. Let me play the tiniest violin for this Play Nothing Hollow Hill deck. The world's tiniest violin for this deck's defeat. And as I suspected, Lannister lame out deck, Marshall no characters deck, not that great. It works for Martell, it doesn't really work for that many other factions. It actually does work for Lannister, but like I said, you have to do shadows. You have to do like Banner, Rose, or Assault or something. This Harrenhal Tower stuff is not really going to cut it. So yeah, I guess we freaking did it, man. We got him. Not the most interesting game. This is one of my least favorite type of decks, what the opponent played, but we did win it, so I guess I'll take it. I guess one last little comment is, one thing that really makes Martell overpowered, well, not necessarily, yeah, I'll just say overpowered is fine. That makes them feel very overpowered with the Hollow Hill agenda is if they have Dorn. So, for example, actually, I guess I can put Pyromancer's Cache on Dorn now. But unless you're Greyjoy, Dorn is completely safe. There's no way you can ever get rid of it or do anything about it. I guess if you're Sea of Blood, but let's not pretend you're ever going to have enough military icons to trigger that Sea against Martell. It's extremely safe, and it makes it actively counterproductive for you to ever declare like any challenges besides Intrigue, and even Intrigue doesn't actually deplete their hand. So they always infinitely have a really big hand, and you can never do anything about it. And that's what makes it pretty much impossible to deal with against Martell. But other factions don't have that, so they can't really get away with this playstyle as well. So get out.